Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. A convicted sex offender is now calling Lloydminster home. RCMP say Nikki Caillou has been released from prison after serving a 36-month sentence. Police are releasing this information because Caillou is of high risk to reoffend. And it's that news that has many people speaking out, saying they're scared for their safety. Neriman Issa has more.
He has served his time in the federal correctional institution, and it is his right to live anywhere that he chooses. So he has decided to make Lloydminster home.
That person the staff sergeant is talking about is Nikki Caillou. The 44-year-old has been released from the Bowden institution after serving a 36-month sentence. He was convicted of several charges, including 3 sexual assaults, one of them with a weapon. Police have took the unusual step in releasing his picture.
We want the public to be aware, especially adult females in the community, that he may pose a risk, and so that people are aware of that.
And that has many people concerned. Some took to the Newcap Facebook page to voice their displeasure. And those we spoke to say they're a little concerned for their safety now.
It certainly does. I have 5 grandchildren that live in this area. It concerns me very much.
Are you concerned about your safety?
A little bit.
Everybody deserves a second chance, but sometimes things don't change. A person doesn't change. So, yes, it would concern me.
But those with the local Sexual Assault and Information Center say people need to remain calm.
Don't overreact. I mean, we need to stay calm with this. There's many people in our community that have committed other crimes, so he's not the only person.
If they are concerned this is an issue for them, is to think about the things that they can do to affect change. So whether that's, petitioning the government for policy changes for harsher sentencing, looking at, do we have programs for these offenders to go into once they are released into the public?
RCMP say they release this information for the public's own good, but that they do not condone vigilante behavior. If anyone has a problem, they are asked to call police. Naranisa, Newcap News.
We're learning new details tonight about Tuesday's suspicious death on the outskirts of town. RCMP are confirming the death of 35-year-old Brian Gower was being investigated as a homicide. A second male was also found near where Gower was shot, suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. Police say that man was not involved with the death of Gower. We will continue to follow this story as developments are made available. Well, 2 Elk Point men are facing multiple drug charges after an extensive RCMP investigation. Police searched 2 area residences yesterday, seizing over $7,000 worth of cocaine, $4 grand worth of meth, several weapons, and cash. The bust was made by a special RCMP unit dedicated to tackling drug and organized crime in the Lakeland region. Charges of possession and trafficking are pending against the 46 and 23-year-old men. Meantime, 5 Loon Lake youth are in hot water, being linked to multiple break-and-enters and car vandalisms in the village this month. And 4 out of the 5 youth are under the age of 12 years old. Windows were smashed in close to 25 cars, but nothing was reported stolen. RCMP are unable to charge the youth under 12, but the oldest is facing several counts of mischief. Police say it's normal this time of year to see a spike in property crime as owners leave their cabins. If you notice any suspicious activity in the area, you're asked to call the RCMP. Well, some big improvements have been unveiled at the Lloydminster Hospital. Yesterday was the official opening of the renovated emergency department. Kelsey Bloxham has the story.
For the past 18 months, the Lloydminster Hospital has doubled as a construction site, with extensive work being done to improve the aging building.
The noise was unbelievable. It was very hard on a lot of staff. We physically took our nursing desk and moved it around the corner down the hallway, and we were on plywood tables.
Inconveniences that were inevitable for a project of this size inside a facility open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And that's, we know that going into this kind of renovation.
Work was done to improve and expand the emergency and admitting departments, including 4 new beds, used for both ambulatory care and as a fast track for patients more seriously ill.
It allows us to move patients through the ER a lot faster, simply because we have redesigned the department quite significantly to facilitate the patient flow.
Funding for the project came together in November of 2010, with both governments and the Lloydminster Regional Health Foundation each contributing $1 million.
The emergency room has been a source of concern in this community since I was elected, and this is very important to the healthcare in Lloydminster.
It was interesting, I was talking to the architect and his comment was, it's amazing how far you made $3 million go. So when I hear that from somebody who designs healthcare facilities across the province, it's telling me that we got good value for that $3 million.
But the task of improving the quality of care here in Lloydminster is never ending.
Some of the priorities for us, really I touch on beds. Right now we only function on around 66 beds for a population of anywhere from 50,000 to 75,000, and that is grossly undernumbered.
In the context of their master plan, Fan says the health region is working towards adding 44 beds, as well as improving the surgical capacity with 2 to 3 additional operating rooms. Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.
One of the biggest choices high school seniors make is what post-secondary institution they want to attend. And Lloyd Comp is hoping to help students with that decision. Will Cortez has the details.
Staff from more than 20 different universities and colleges from across Alberta and Saskatchewan were in town to participate at the event to educate students on their schools.
We have our grade 11s and 12s, so just over 500 students from our school. And then we have probably another 400 visiting students from the surrounding schools, our partner school Holy Rosary, and then surrounding schools in Saskatchewan and Alberta.
Students say they found this experience helpful and eye-opening and see it to be an opportunity to help calm nerves and indecisions.
I find it's better because they tell you more than going on the website would, and you can ask questions about it.
And it's really great too, like if you're a really shy person and stuff like that, like most of your questions are already answered by the end of the session, so you only have 1 or 2, and at the end, like you can just go ask them personally, you don't have to ask them in front of the class.
I went to one of the smaller sessions when it's just actually one-on-one pretty much, so yeah, it's really nice to have a real person to talk to instead of just reading stuff.
Organizers say events such as these are important to help high school students prepare for the future.
The feedback that we've gotten from our students is that it's definitely a helpful day in helping them to narrow their choice, especially as they get closer to graduating.
Will Cortez, Newcap News.